Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2020 here at Rawslowgaming, and we're playing Bath City Football Club, trying to take them to the top of Premier League and beyond. Here we are in our second season and first season in Vanarama National League. We've been doing all right. We've been having a little bit of a tough time the last couple of maybe 10 matches, 3 or 4 episodes or so actually, but the board still thinks that we're doing all right, but they are concerned on our players' performances, and I would say that we are so too. But hopefully we can do a little bit of a turnaround here. Next match up is against the bottom league in the team Woking, which is actually a team that I usually chose to play with back in the days when I were young. So 15, 20 years ago, playing Championship Manager, Football Manager, or FIFA Manager, or Total Club Manager, usually choose Woking from Vanarama National League South or North. Don't remember what they were called, and I also think they were called maybe Blue Square Premier or something like that. But yeah, been playing the low league club forever, and yeah, that's the story of how I like to play the game, and that is what you're following here. So I hope you have enjoyed that, or rather are enjoying that, because more of that is coming right now. And I'll see you at the match day against Woking here very shortly. So here we are then at the match day, and we're actually not at all favorites for this match. I thought we were going to be, but I guess that's due to our very, very poor shape that we're in. And yeah, we have a couple of well, one fairly poor relationship or partnership, Sanko with Taylor, but these are the best players, so I'm not really wanting to change them around, and I want to play our own players rather than loan players, if we can. But our loan players is so much better here in terms of Britton, Pearson, Hackett, and well, maybe not Burko, but yeah, Taylor and Burko as well. We don't really have any left back other than Smeardon that we actually have loaned out, and yeah, we are very slim in our squad. Hopefully we can do something about that for next season. We have been scouting for months now without really seeing anyone that is that interesting. Possible a center defender, but nothing more than that, which is definitely worrying me. But hopefully we can manage to get in something, but we will see. We will see what happens, and as that is happening, I will of course show that to you. But as of now, nothing so far, and let's concentrate on this match here instead. So first highlight here in the 12th minute, Woking with ball, Kellyman passing to Bennett, coming into the penalty area and shoots and saved there by a leg and out. Or cleared there by Taylor out for a corner, but a good save there by a leg, which were definitely needed. And here comes the corner, and O'Connor with a good chance, but over the crossbar there. So no goal, but 2 really dangerous chances there actually for Woking. And looking at stats, they have definitely piled on the pressure here, as they have 9-0 in terms of shots and 3-0 in terms of shots on target. But we have another chance here in the 25th minute. Bassett with the ball, Smith passing to Taylor here, back to Rowan in the defense in the middle of the field, up to Hackett, up to Brunt, passing back to Hackett, but missing that and getting intercepted, so the ball back down to the keeper of Woking, Howett, don't know what, but nonetheless, the ball back to Bassett here again. And Pearson on the left-hand side, dribbling and tries to do a really strange cross and actually straight to House. Didn't really see his name before, but the keeper then, of course, of Woking. And here is the goal kick, or not the goal kick, well, free kick, not free kick either. Goal kick is the correct thing. Bennett coming here on the right-hand side and shoots, but over the crossbar. And I think that were probably the highlight, which it were. And we're still 0 for shots on target or shots at all. towards the Woking goal. But there we got one in, so that's good at least, and another one. But it definitely doesn't look like it's our half for sure. But we have a last highlight here, probably for the first half. In the first minute, we are having control of the ball at the moment, and a long ball up towards Britain, but easily sold out there by Woking, and actually the ball back down to the leg of our keeper. Passing to Healy here in the defense. Healy trying a long ball as he usually does up to Brunt, finding his way. And Britton here 1-on-1 versus the keeper, and it's almost a goal there, but just outside of the post. But he had the first real dangerous chance there by Bath. And there we have it, the end of the first half, and goalless so far. And of course, then it's a draw so far, but we really should be able to do better. Overall, our players doing all rightish in terms of performance or rating, but there's definitely more to be had. I think we'll start to shout here a little bit. So we'll show some passion, and well, that didn't work at all. We only frustrated Smith. So maybe shouting the man more will help more or something. We'll take Sanko off here that have a yellow card, and we'll put in Asante instead of Brunt, who's definitely tired. And we'll play Price here instead of Pearson, who's also tired. We'll let our defenders play here for the remainder of the match. It's not really those that is the problem, so to say. It's our attackers not getting through. Things have been looking a little bit more stable here in the end, though, in terms of stats and highlights and everything. But we do have a highlight here now in the 79th minute. Woking with the ball here on the left-hand side. Casey with the ball, passing inwards to Ferdinand and plays it wide to Epiketa, and it's a shot and it's a goal for Woking here in the 79th minute. Very unfortunately, and now Bassett trailing 0-1 with just 10 to 15 minutes to go, including extra time. And yeah, definitely not what we wanted to see this late in the match, but a very well opening pass there. One should wonder where our left back there. It feels like Burko did a pretty bad mistake there. And we'll show some passion here for our last few seconds, and looks like we will not be able to make a dent in the record, and that's the full-time whistle or final whistle, and the scoreline then for Bassett versus Woking is 0-1 after full-time. Shots 7-20, shots on target 3-8, and possession 58-42%. So we played ourselves up in the second half. I think the second half were probably quite even, so it's kind of hard to lose on that, as we lost in the second half. The first half were definitely to Woking, and overall for the match, definitely a deserved win for Woking, and yet another match where we didn't perform as we would have liked. The ratings on the players, though, is decent, so can't really say that I blame them. Could be that almost all the teams have been getting so much stronger after the winter transfer window, which we didn't really sign anyone. We started to look for players for next year, and as I said, we still haven't found anyone really. So that's maybe a little bit of a pain for us, but it should be all right. Still in 16th here, and a long way up now to a playoff spot. Don't need to talk about that. And 11 points clear of the relegation zone. So I think we should be fine from that, which is key. And yeah, fans are starting to criticize our tactics, and I understand that. And Barry and Richard is having all rightish games. And we'll see you at the next match against Jewel after this short break. Time then for the next match here against Jewel, and again we are very much underdogs here. But we need to turn things around sometime. Sometime. And I hope it's this time. We really would like that. And just looking here, apparently Smith here is gaining interest from Tremor Rovers, and we definitely don't want Smith to leave us here. He's really our star player and a star develop player. So really want him to stay, and I still really don't want to change our setup, and I don't really want to change anyone on the pitch or on the bench or anything like that. I don't feel like we have room to do that. So it's old news and no news. We did get a scouting suggestion for old defender, center back, that were all right or pretty good, but we don't really have any wage budget for next year either. So I kind of want to wait that out before trying to sign anyone. And in general, I don't really like signing really old players. So waiting out on that one. And getting an injury there on Britain, which is obviously not good. Asante is fine as a backup. But he is, in general, playing in a defensive mode, so I'm not too happy with that. Oh, very nearly a goal there for Bassity in the highlight here in the 13th, 12th minute. Really dangerous free kick there that almost became a goal, but not the case, unfortunately. But yeah, a shame there with the injury on Britain in the 5th minute, and also a shame, so to say, about our finances, which are a little bit on the slim side, and that's also something we really want to push and get up, since we really need to turn the club into a professional side and get full-time contracts on the board for our players. Without that, we're not really ever going to get anywhere. I think really dangerous chance there by Jewel just before the end of the first half, but at halftime there is still even Steven and no goals yet. So of course a draw so far. But the stats there definitely didn't look to our side. Ratings on our players all rightish, but not great. So we really need to just play as decent as we can here, I guess. And while we're doing that, remember to smash that like button if you're enjoying the show. Also, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And as you're doing that, you can hit that small notification bell if you want to be super duper sure of not missing out on anything. So our defender there looks to be all right. So in with Clark here again instead of Sanko, who's having a bad game. And Price here, I guess, instead of Hackett. You will get to play that. And yeah, if you want to support the channel even more, do check out the links in the description. And yeah, you can have a couple of, one membership option, have some pretty cool perks where you can name one youth player per youth intake and a game year in either FIFA Manager or Football Manager. And yeah, very grateful that you're watching at all, and love your comments and everything. Read everything and take all your suggestions to heart and everything like that. So do share your story. Unfortunately, we got a goal here against us for Jewel on a pretty good shot. Maybe a little bit hindered there, leg seeing the ball, but looked like he should been able to save it, but he didn't. And of course, we are now again trailing here by 1 with just minutes to go. And there we have the full-time whistle, or full-time whistle, and the score line after full-time then 3-1 for Bassett versus Jewel. Shots 5-13, shots on targets 3-5, possession 57-43%. So at this stage, we sort of really only want the season to end almost, so we can build up for a next season. But because this is just a brutal hell that we're going through at the moment. We had a pretty decent goal difference. We actually still have that. But yeah, after that match, we dropped down to 17th place. And yeah, I said, don't really need to talk about the playoff spot, but we are 10 points clear of the relegation zone. But I guess each spot here is sort of important. Getting prize money, I don't really think there is much to talk about in terms of prize money though, so I think that should be all right. We had 2,449 attending that game, so that's good though. And then let's see here, Britain out for 46 or 67 weeks, which basically means he's out for the rest of the season. And we have 7 matches without a win here, which is, as I said, it's dragging on far too long than we would like, but it is how it is, and I'll see you at the next match day after this short little break. Last match day then of this episode, and this time against Welling, and finally we are actually not underdogs for the match according to the bookmakers, but more even Steven. And we're playing at home, so let's hope that can make the difference that we need to have a good game. Because, as I said, we badly need a good game, and we badly need to turn things around. So, with Britain out, we obviously don't really have any striker to sub in, so I guess we're going to have to just have more midfielders on the bench. And of course, Burko is very tired here as well. The same reason there, we don't really have anyone to sub in, but I guess it's going to be Baxter. Yeah, I guess it is. Baxter in and Harper in on the bench as well. And Burko out here. So we'll submit the team, which now is quite severely hampered. But let's hope here we can do a good match nonetheless and win this match. We really need something to kick the lads up a little bit. I don't really feel like it's coming in this match, but we can always hope. I'm certainly hoping. I hope you're hoping for us to win this match. It's definitely hard to get out of a habit, and also to get out from a run like this. It's sometimes very frustrating, and sometimes, of course, extremely nice if you're on the other side of a run that you almost can't lose. We have had them from time to time, maybe not so much in this season at least. But yeah, here after halftime, it looks pretty even. We definitely haven't hit the target, and our player rating is alrightish as per usual, but we're not really finding any dangerous chances here, I feel, or anything like that. But then again, Welling isn't either, because we haven't had a single highlight so far 60 minutes into the match. And speaking about that, I think it's time to do a sub or two. So we do get our first highlight here in the 65th, 66th minute. Long ball up towards Pearson here on the left-hand side. He managed to get through, but get dispossessed as he's trying to cross the ball. Winning back the ball there on the clearing. And again here, Hackett picking up the ball. But again, Welling winning the ball back here, and a chance for a counter-attack. The ball up to Kavanagh, and Kavanagh shoots, but outside of the post. No real danger there. So let's do a sub or two. Pearson here, very, very, very tired, so he's getting switched out, and so is Rowan, who's also very, very tired. So in with Harper, and then we have Clark here that we can put in instead of Healy here, I guess. And we're now even more not the greatest team ever. But let's see here if we can do all right or keep this to a draw at least. We did one shot there for show some passion. We'll get the highlight here in the 83rd minute, Welling with the corner, and it's almost a goal, but saved there on the goal line by our defenders and out for another corner. But yeah, that were definitely a little bit too close of a call. I don't want to see that again, but we might here on the second corner, but we managed to clear that out to safety, hopefully. And yeah, the highlight is over at least, so that's good. Next highlight here in the 86th minute, Hackett with a free kick to Brunt, and he hits the crossbar. Yeah, Brunt really needs to score, or rather, our attackers, but mostly Brunt. Asante haven't really played, but I think it's ages since Brunt scored, and also Britton, but he's of course injured. But there we have it, full time, and the scoreline 0-0 for Bassett versus Welling. So the defense at least seems to be pretty darn alright, with only 2 goals conceded the last 3 matches. But what is really bad, we haven't scored a single goal in these last 3 matches, which is obviously a catastrophe. But yeah, let's go through the rest of the stats. So shots 12-15, shots on target 2-8, and possession 60-40%. So I'm sort of glad that we managed to get a draw in there, but if Brunt just could have gotten that header in, he would have scored. Maybe his mood would have gone up, and maybe everything just would have gone up, but not the case, unfortunately. We're still 17th in the league, but we're playing ahead of everyone else in the league pretty much here, it looks like. So at the moment, 11 points clear of the relegation zone, but that is due to change. 1,219 attending that game, and goalless Asante is bad as well, which it obviously should. We are worried about why our strikers are not scoring, but that is a story for another day, and that is everything for this episode. So I hope you have enjoyed, and thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you here soon again. With that said, bye bye. You have been watching Rawslowgaming, and I hope you have enjoyed. On clicking on the video on the left, you will see the next video in this series, and on the right, our latest upload to the channel. And with that said, thank you again for watching.